So I've been a huge Assassin's Creed fan ever since the second game. I remember getting my hands on it and just falling in love with this franchise. And I have been with this franchise through its highs and through its lows. And as of late, have really become unimpressed by Ubisoft as a company. It used to be one of my favorite video game companies, but I don't think I need to rehash the story as to why. Many of us don't feel thrilled about them as a brand and how they've kind of ran Assassin's Creed into the ground. But with that being said, I am always looking forward to Assassin's Creed and always hoping that these games turn out great. And we've gotten some great ones over the years. I really loved Origins, but we also have gotten some really lackluster games. And so we had a bunch of announcements recently about some future Assassin's Creed games, and we've had some leaks and info and essentially a deeper dive into the next version of Assassin's Creed, which is called Assassin's Creed Infinity. And essentially, I just wanted to cover an article that I'll put in the link in the description with you guys and sharing some of my thoughts. But what we're hearing about Assassin's Creed Infinity has me really worried. So let's dive into it. So I'm going to quote straight from this article that's from Insider Gaming. And so to begin the quote, let's dive into it. It says, details on Assassin's Creed Infinity first emerged courtesy of Jason Schreier via Bloomberg. In an exclusive report published in 2021, Ubisoft has revealed a few little tidbits on Assassin's Creed Infinity since, but what exactly the new hub entails is still somewhat of a mystery, but that's where we come in. So, end quote. Assassin's Creed Infinity has been confirmed to be live service. That doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing, but it does make me mildly worried. Okay, now continuing with the quote. Essentially, Assassin's Creed Infinity will be the core hub of the franchise, from which games include Red, Hex, Invictus will be launched. Demo footage provided to Insider Gaming under condition that the footage doesn't go public shows the user going from the Infinity Hub to Assassin's Creed Red within just a few seconds, picking up where they left off rather than having to boot the games up individually after falling back to the hub. The main focus of Infinity is a live service offering, which is told via the modern day story. To start, Infinity will launch the same day as Red and will contain several features that you would expect from a live service. The exchange will be the item shop, offering players the opportunity to purchase daily and weekly in-game cosmetics for Red's two protagonists, Neo and Yusuke. Not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly. In addition to the exchange, Infinity also has a synchronization feature that allows players to access projects for each protagonist. To explain them in their simplest form, projects are mini battle passes with a narrative behind them, offering players the ability to earn cosmetic rewards. Projects will be added throughout Infinity, constantly focusing mainly on DLC and new game releases, or even as a means of sustaining player interest during a lack of new content. It's understood that the current strategy for Ubisoft with Infinity is to release a mainline game every 2 years, with smaller experiences in between. Red is scheduled for later this year, with Invictus, a multiplayer offering, being planned for 2025, and Hex for 2026. The latter title is penned as being the darkest Assassin's Creed game ever. It will have a lead female protagonist for the first time since Assassin's Creed Chronicles China in 2015. And so that's the quote from the article, and for me, it is rather worrying. So essentially, Assassin's Creed wants to become like Fortnite. They want to build a game that is a base hub for all of the Assassin's Creed experiences. On the surface, this actually isn't a terrible idea. When you think about the way the Assassin's Creed game works and the world that it's in, it would make sense that you have a character that's going into the Animus and able to experience different experiences. It actually makes a lot of sense, and the game is set up to do that fairly well. What it worries me is it being this live service push. So Ubisoft and their Assassin's Creed games have often been very tiring games where it feels like things are really padded and drawn out. And I worry that this kind of Fortnite style battle pass stuff is going to get ridiculous. That Ubisoft is not one of those companies that's known for being kind. to its players. And so I can already just see you having to pay for battle passes to upgrade your character, to be able to enter into different parts of the game, and all these different fears pop up, that I could just see this going really south. As a hardcore Assassin's Creed fan of the original games, I have been really wanting them to more return to what made Assassin's Creed great. Go back to stealth gameplay, polished games that are smaller scale. They don't have to be these huge, massive open worlds all the time with all of these side missions. If you give us side missions, make them great. Don't just take the same side mission and multiply it 100 times in a map. And don't make me have to grind in order to get to the next part of the story, because these were originally story-driven games, and I'm playing Assassin's Creed personally for the story. And I'm worried that this is going to get convoluted. I don't really have a massive interest in entering into the Assassin's Creed app essentially on my PS5 and downloading the next battle pass or DLC that's released. I would much rather get single player game, non-live service needed games where I can just play the story and dive into a historical period, learn about the period, have some fun gameplay, finish it off in like a 20-ish hour stance, and have it be really polished, and have this massive game that's released that requires all this grinding, and now it's going to be part of like a Fortnite hub sort of thing. I just hear all this and it just makes me nervous and sad as a modern day Assassin's Creed fan, because I'm a guy who really fell in love with Assassin's Creed back in AC2, AC3, Black Flag. That was really the games I enjoyed, and I just feel like they continually show me that we're never heading back to an era like that. Not that we would get gameplay that's super similar, but just the shorter experience games that are more polished, that feel like a lot of love was poured into them, and it doesn't feel like a company trying to steal every dollar from my wallet. It seems like that's the direction they're heading in. So that's that. And so I want to know what you guys are thinking and how you're feeling about this. Does hearing that Assassin's Creed wants to move to kind of be like Fortnite, where you've got like this hub game that's the original game, and then you have all these kind of different things you can go to, like different animuses or whatever that looks like, to get different experiences? Does that excite you? Does it worry you? Does hearing Ubisoft essentially releasing battle passes, mini battle passes, make you worried and concerned? Are any of you old Assassin's Creed fans out there like me just depressed at what this franchise is becoming? Because it's got so much potential, and it feels like every time Ubisoft takes a step forward, they take 2 steps back. Let me know in the comment section down below. Like, comment, subscribe, all that junk, and I will see you guys in the next one.